Good afternoon, students. Students, are you hearing my voice?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Okay. So now we are in an important civilization is nothing but ancient Greece. In the yesterday's class, we had a general introduction on the ancient Greece. We discussed certain things regarding sources, geographical location, society, structure of the society, economical conditions, political conditions, religious aspects, and scientific contribution likewise. Okay, so all these the things you commonly see in each and every civilization. Okay, so ancient Greece is one of the important civilization in the world. From ancient Greece, the lot of contributions to the world society we find, like the recording the history, writing the history in the form of annals, and this is the civilization which also contributed certain philosophical thinking to the society. Basically, various uh, philosophers like um, Archimedes, Aristotle, Plato, many philosophers who from this ancient Greece only. And the ancient Greece, which one of the important civilization provided the administrative structure, basically a systematic administrative structures to the world. And the ancient Greece, which also an important civilization, which provided a lot of architectural techniques to the world society. Basically, Ionic, Corinth, like a form of architectures, various form of architectures which are in dome and column and pillars were the great contribution from the ancient Greece to the world society. Okay, so we'll see all these things. We'll start with sources to know and geographical location, then society, structure of the society in details in the further classes. Okay. So today we are going to see these things like sources and geographical location of the ancient Greece. And before going to these things, I have to share some motion picture regarding this ancient Greece, which was broadcast by National Geographical Channel. Okay, so as a part of introduction to ancient Greece, I have to share that motion picture. Okay. Students getting my screen?
Yes, sir.
Students, are you observed?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this is okay. Uh, this is a small documentary about ancient Greece, which is broadcast by National Geographic Channel. Um, and you are well known. Are you hearing my voice?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah, right. Okay. So first of all, we'll go with the various sources regarding the ancient Greece, and while you want to know about this geography or everything of this ancient Greece, you have to go with certain sources. Okay, so where these sources may be in the archaeological or literary sources, and every source you will by following every source you will get certain thing which regarding to ancient Greece. Okay, so there are certain executions has taken place at various places of ancient Greece, like the Mycenae and Troy. Okay, where you find certain artifacts like royal palaces and certain town planning and streets and certain buildings and certain gymnasiums. Okay, gyms like structures and playgrounds in the form of amphitheaters. Okay, so all these are certain important artifacts find at various places which excavated by these world archaeologists, and by following these artifacts you find their lifestyle and their economical status and those total social status, and the things are the administration structure which followed by various rulers in the ancient Greece. Okay, so and apart from these, the excavations also find certain structures like the temples and various statues. Okay, so statues made up of various metals, bronze, stone, likewise. Okay, so all this gives you about the society and economy and political structure and cultural heritage of these ancient Greece. Okay, so all these archaeological remains will give you a lot of things regarding the ancient Greece. Apart from these archaeological sources, you also find the number of literary sources. Okay, so in the literary sources, you have certain epics and Puranic things and various writings by the historians and other writers. Okay, so through their writings, through their works, you will get exactly the things which happened in the ancient Greece. Okay, so these are like a important sources by which you know everything which happened in the ancient Greece. Okay, so we'll see what are the literary things first of all. The important sources by knowing everything which happened in the ancient Greece was the Homer's great works like Iliad, Odyssey. Okay, so which gives you everything, the things which happened at ancient Greece. Okay, so these Iliad and Odyssey gives you religious aspects also, like it provides about the initial gods and goddess like Zeus and Apollo, and also give you certain things regarding the Homeric age. Okay, so and after the Homer, the Hesiod Hesiod also another important writer, philosopher, who had a great contribution of his two important works like Work and Days and Descent of the Gods. Okay, so Work and Days, Descent of the Gods, both are the two important works by the Hesiod. He gives, he provides at a information regarding the peasants and farmers, uh, in which season they have to start the agriculture, and what manners they have to follow, and what are the such gods and goddesses they are worshipping while following their agriculture. Okay, so all these are certain things these his Asia's works will provide you. Okay, so apart from that, there are other literary sources, which sources give you the individual contributions, and these also provide a lot of musical literature basically. Okay, so among the musical literature, the Sappho, Anarcleon, Pindar, Bacchylides, these are the important pioneers in the music and lyrical history. Okay, so these also called as they were also called as the lyricists. Okay, so where the lyre or the important instrument, which is one of the instrument these ancient Greece, the people of ancient Greece were used. They are rhythmically played this lyre. Okay, so lyre is one of the important instrument, musical instrument. Okay, so where this and apart from this literature, you find certain historical records also. Okay, so basically the contributions of Herodotus, Thucydides, Polybius, who are the great important historians who provide lot of things regarding these ancient Greece. This contribution of the histories, which is great initial work, which composed by the Herodotus, which provided lot of things regarding the ancient Greece, and Thucydides, whose work provided lot of things regarding the Peloponnesian Wars. Okay, so Peloponnesian Wars, in the sense Peloponnesia is nothing but is better to call as the southern Greece. Within the southern Greece, you find number of city states, and within the in between these city states, southern city states had lot of works and battles has taken place, and all those things provided through the work of these Peloponnesian Wars, which recorded by the Thucydides. Okay, so apart from this, other important philosophers, and better to say as the political scientists like Plato, Aristotle, who had a great intellectual contributions, and they provided lot of administrative structure which followed in ancient Greece. Okay, so by following these things, you will know the lot of things regarding this ancient Greece. Okay, then we'll move to the this geographical location of ancient Greece, and before going to that, I have to share my screen. Uh, Okay, so when you see the ancient location of the ancient Greece, which is one of the important civilization, in between the two important bodies which arise. Okay, so one side on the Ionian Sea, and on other side the Aegean Sea, and the southernmost part which is covered with the Mediterranean Sea. Okay, so nearly three parts. It's like a peninsula. All three parts of the southern Greece was surrounded with the waters. Okay, so Ionian Sea and the Mediterranean and also Asian. Okay, you are also observing on my screen, which is on the west part, which is covered with the Ionian Sea, and on the southern part, this is the Mediterranean, and in the eastern part, this is Asian Sea. Okay, so within this Mediterranean and this Asian Sea, you find very small important islands also. Okay, so in the southern part of Greece, you find many islands. Okay, so number of islands like Sicily, which is one like Sicily, many other islands you find in the Mediterranean and Asian seas. Okay, so when you see the ancient civilization of the Greece, which was located in the southern southeastern Europe along the coast of Mediterranean Sea. Okay, so the geography of the region helped to shape the government and culture of the ancient Greeks. Okay, so these geographical formations, including mountains, seas, and islands, which formed natural, which acted as a natural barriers between the Greek city states and forced the Greeks to settle along with the coast. Okay, so these three sides of water which acted as a natural barrier. Okay, so and when you see the eastern part of this ancient Greece is covered with the Asian Sea, and the region of the Mediterranean where the Greeks first settled is called the Aegean Sea, and the Greek city-states formed all along the Asian coastline and on many islands in the Aegean Sea. Okay, so the people of the Greece used the Aegean to travel from cities to city, and the Aegean also provided fish for the people to catching the hunting the fishery as a important occupation for these ancient Greece. When you see the geographical features like mountains, basically the land of Greece is full of mountains. Around 80% of the Greek's mainland is Greek mainland is mountainous, and this made it difficult to make the long journeys by land. And mountains also form natural barriers between the major city states. And the tallest mountain in the Greece is Mount Olympus. Okay, so Mount Olympus, which is in the in North Greek territories, and the ancient Greeks believed that their gods, nearly 12 Olympians, lived at the top of the Mount Olympus. Okay, you are well known that the ancient Olympics, which is roughly started at 776 BC, likewise. Okay, so then onwards, the Olympic conduct of Olympic Games is which continued. Okay, so when you see the islands, the Asian Sea is home to over 1,000 islands, and the Greeks settled on many of these islands, including the Crete, the largest of the islands, and Rhodes, Chios, and Delos. Okay, so Sicily, also the important islands you find nearly 1,000 islands you see in the Asian and Mediterranean Sea. When you see the climate of this ancient Greece, the climate in ancient Greece generally featured hot summers and mild winters. And because it was so hot, most people were lightweight clothing throughout most of the year, and they would put on a cloak or wrap during the colder days of the winter months. Okay, so it was very uh, tropical in atmospheric conditions. When you see the regions of ancient Greece, the mountains and seas of ancient Greece formed several natural regions. Okay, so Peloponnese, which is the Peloponnese, is the large peninsula located at the southern tip of Greek mainland. Okay, so it is almost an island and only the connects to the mainland by a small strip of land called the Isthmus of Corinth. Okay, so the Peloponnese was the home to several major Greek city-states, including Sparta, Corinth, and Agros. Okay, so you find the southern part, which is the whole southern part, by the geographical division, you may call it as the north and southern Greece, and this southern Greece is called as the Peloponnesian. Okay, so within the Peloponnesian, you find the number of city states. Okay, so the major city states like Sparta, Corinth, and Argos. Apart from these, you find nearly 50 to 60 city states in the southern part. Okay, so when you see the central Greece, this part is called the Central Greece. The Central Greece, just north of the Peloponnesian, is Central Greece, and Central Greece was the home to the famous region of Attica and the city-state of Athens. Okay, so in the Central Greece, you find two important city-states like Athens and Attica. Okay, so in the northern central state, in the northern Greece, the northern Greece is sometimes broken up into three major regions, including Thessaly, Epirus, and Macedonia, and Mount Olympus is located in northern Greece, and you find number of this north. This part is northern Greece. Okay, so where you find the most important Olympus mountains. Okay, so when you see the such islands, the major grouping of the Greek islands, including Cyclades Islands and Diogenes and the North Asian islands. Okay, so number of islands you find as a part of ancient Greece. When you see the major cities, the ancient Greeks spoke the same language and the similar cultures also. Okay, so whereas you find the number of the people who settled in the ancient Greece, like Achaean, Minoan, Dorian, Cretans, Ionians. Okay, so these are important tribes who came from the external part of this ancient Greece and settled in various places. And these may be from the Asian Minor and other parts, certain parts of Egypt, who migrated to ancient Greece and settled in various places. And these tribes were dominated sometimes, and sometimes they with the complexity of their cultures, they as a mixed culture uh, for long journey within their lives, uh, their living conditions. These you find certain complexity in their cultures. Complexity in the sense, certain mixed culture you find. Okay, so even though difference, even though you find different regions and different races and different cultural aspects within the ancient Greece. So all those people were lived as with a concept of oneness. Okay, so better to call as the unity in diversity you find within the ancient Greece. Okay, so here sometimes the external attacks also you find like Cyrus, Darius, which belongs to the Persia, and certain Achaemenid dynasty also sometimes attacked these ancient Greece, though they had certain differences in the ancient Greece, the people of ancient Greece. But whenever the external attacks taken place, they fight unitedly. Okay, they showed their oneness towards a nationalistic feeling as a patriotism, and all these were combinedly defend uh, their territory from the external attacks. Okay, so it shows the unity in diversity. Okay, so apart from these, you see the number of cities here in the ancient Greece. Ancient Greece spoke the same language, had similar cultures. They are not large empire, however, but were divided into a number of powerful city-states such as the Athens, Sparta, Thebes, Corinth, Attica. Likewise, number of city-states you find around the city. There is a state-like structure which you find. Okay, so and you see certain settlements within the Greek, where the cities, these Greeks set up colonies throughout the Mediterranean and the Black Sea. This included settlements in modern day Italy, France, Spain, Turkey, and parts of North Africa. Okay, so these colonies helped to spread the Greek culture throughout the region. Okay, so all these Greeks, all these things you find basically in the ancient Greece. Okay, so when you see the certain interesting facts of this geography of ancient Greece, the Greeks called their island as Hellas. Okay, so English word Greece comes from the Roman word for the country Graecia. Okay, so but people of the Greece himself called as the Hellas. Okay, so better to call as the Hellenistic culture. Okay, so Hellenistic culture you find in the Greek civilization, and the under the rule of Alexander the Great, Greece expanded into large empire that included Egypt and stretched all the way to India, where Alexander, while moving towards the the Indian subcontinent, he expanded the territories of the Greece also. Okay, where sometimes he also included certain parts of Egypt in it. Okay, so and the Pindus mountain range runs north to south along much of mainland Greece. It is sometimes called as the spine of Greece. Okay, so on the western part, you find this Pindus mountain, which is parallelly expanded, stretched from the north to south. Okay, so which is the important mountain you find in it as a part and parcel of this ancient Greece. Okay, so which is better to be called as the spine of Greece. Okay, so and the Greek philosopher Plato once said, "We live around the seas like the frogs around a pond." Okay, so it is a quote from the Greek philosopher Plato, which shows is the surroundings of water bodies around this Greek territory without having a better relations, the trade or the external relations with other parts of country, because they are living in a small pond. Okay, so they are according to Plato, they are living in a pond like a frogs means it is they are not maintain such relations with the other external part of the world. Okay, so even though for up to the medieval part, they never had a better trade relations or external relations with other parts of the world or other civilizations at that time. Okay, so dear students, this is about my uh, um, uh, class lecture today. And regarding this ancient Greece geographical location or the sources to know about this ancient Greece, you have any doubts or clarification, now you are welcome to ask. Okay. So tomorrow we'll go with the social structure and economical aspects you find in the ancient Greece. Students, are you listening?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Regarding my lecture today, you have any clarifications or doubts?
No, sir.
No? Are you going through with syllabus, your syllabus regularly?
Yes, sir. Going, sir. Reading, sir.
Okay. So you have any doubts regarding your syllabus or particularly the 5 papers within the 5 papers, syllabus of 5 papers? You can clarify your doubts with individual teachers while on the class you can had certain free conversation with your teachers. Okay, then only you will clarify your doubts. Okay, so and while completing the class by the teacher, they are also providing, I think other teachers also providing their videos in the your group, right? Are others also providing?
No, sir.
No.
No.
Is any material providing?
ఇంకా ఏదో
Regarding
ఇవ్వలేదు, sir.
మీకు సిలబస్కు సంబంధించి లేదా క్లాసులు చెప్తున్నటువంటి వాటిని మీకు యాజిటీస్గా ఏమన్నా వీడియోస్ మీ గ్రూపుల్లో పోస్ట్ చేస్తున్నారా టీచర్లు?
లేదు సార్.
లేదు, sir.
లేదా? మరి అలాంటప్పుడు మీరు టీచర్లను అడగాలి కదా.
సిలబస్ కంప్లీట్ అయినాక ఇస్తా.
లేదు లేదు, నేనేం చెప్తున్నా అంటే ఏ రోజు క్లాస్ ఆ రోజు ఆల్రెడీ టీచర్ రికార్డ్ చేసుకొని ఆ క్లాస్ సంబంధించినటువంటి వీడియోని ప్రొవైడ్ చేయమని అడగండి. ఓకే, సో whenever you miss the class, you may learn, you may hear it after or any time whenever you are free. Okay, మీరు ఫ్రీగా ఉన్నప్పుడు వినటానికి అనుకూలంగా ఉంటుంది కాబట్టి మీరు టీచర్ని అడగండి. వాళ్ళు చెప్పినటువంటి ఏదైతే వీడియో ఉన్నదో ఆ వీడియోని మాకు గ్రూపుల్లో ప్రొవైడ్ చేయండి సార్ అని చెప్పండి. ఓకే,
ఓకే సార్.
లేకపోతే ఆ క్లాసుకు సంబంధించినటువంటి మెటీరియల్ ఏమైనా ప్రొవైడ్ చేయమని అడగండి. మీరు అడగట్లేదు, మీరు టీచర్లను అడగట్లేదు. ఓకే, సో మీరు టీచర్లని అడిగినప్పుడు మాత్రమే నీకు సఫిషియంట్ మెటీరియల్ ప్రొవైడ్ చేస్తారు. మీరు మీరు చెప్పండి.
మేము రిఫరెన్స్ చేస్తాం, మీరే చదువుకోవాలి, మెటీరియల్ ఏమి ఇవ్వమంటున్నారు సార్.
ఎవరు చెప్పారు మీతోని?
సార్ వాళ్ళు అంటున్నారు.
అదే ఏ సార్ చెప్పారమ్మా? చెప్తే నేను మాట్లాడతాను వాళ్ళతోని. ఏ సార్ అన్నారు మెటీరియల్ ప్రొవైడ్ చేయనని?
అంటే హరిశంకర్ సార్ ఒక పేపర్ పీడిఎఫ్ పంపిస్తా అన్నారు సార్. ఇంకో పేపర్ మేము సిలబస్ అయిపోయిన
తర్వాత పంపిస్తే ఎట్లా? సిలబస్ అయిపోయిన తర్వాత ఎన్ని చదువుకుంటాం? మీరు చెప్పాలి సార్. మీరు ఒక మాడ్యూల్ అయిపోయిన తర్వాత మాడ్యూల్కి సంబంధించినటువంటి మెటీరియల్ లేకపోతే క్లాస్ ఏదైతే మీరు చెప్పారో అది మాకు వీడియోస్ ప్రొవైడ్ చేస్తే మేము వినుకుంటూ ఉంటాం కాబట్టి మాకు ఎప్పటికప్పుడు మేము సిలబస్ కంప్లీట్ చేసుకుంటాం. ఒకేసారి మీరు కలెక్టివ్గా పంపిస్తే ఒకేసారి మేము అంతా చదవలేము కాబట్టి మీరు ఎప్పటికప్పుడే మాకు ప్రొవైడ్ చేయండి. అట్లీస్ట్ మాకు మీ వీడియో ప్రొవైడ్ చేయండి అని అడగండి.
ఓకే సార్.
ఓకే, సో మీరు అడగనంత వరకు టీచర్స్ ఎవరు ప్రొవైడ్ చేయరు, మీరు అడగాలి. యూ హ్యావ్ టు డిమాండ్. ఓకే, సో మీరు డిమాండ్ చేస్తేనే టీచర్లు మీకు సఫిషియెంట్గా ఏదైతే వాళ్ళు చెప్పేటటువంటి అంశాలు కానీ లేకపోతే మెటీరియల్ రూపంలో కానీ మీకు వాళ్ళు పంపించేటటువంటి అవకాశం ఉంటుంది. ఓకే, మీరు సైలెంట్గా ఉండి సైలెంట్గా విన్నంత కాలము మీకు టీచర్ల నుంచి మీకు పూర్తి ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ రాదు. ఓకే, సో మీరు ఇప్పుడు ఎక్కడ ఉన్నారు? పీజీలో ఉన్నారు, డిగ్రీలో లేరు ఇప్పుడు ఇంకా, రైట్? సో పీజీలో ఏదైనా డిస్కషన్ మోడ్లోనే క్లాస్ జరుగుతుంటుంది, రైట్? మీరు టీచర్లు చెప్పినప్పుడు సైలెంట్గా ఉండని అవసరం లేదు. మీకు ఏవైతే డౌట్లు ఉంటాయో ఆ డౌట్లు క్లారిఫై చేసుకోవాలి. ఓకే
ఓకే
రైట్. మీకు ఏమన్నా డౌట్స్ ఉన్నప్పుడు అడగండి, మీరేం సైలెంట్గా ఉండాల్సిన అవసరం లేదు. యూ కెన్ డిమాండ్ ద టీచర్స్. ఓకే, సో టీచర్స్ అనేటటువంటి వాళ్ళు మీకు చెప్పడానికే ఉన్నాం. మీరు అడగనంత వరకు మీరు టీచర్లను వినియోగించుకోలేరు పూర్తిగా, రైట్?
ఓకే సార్.
ఓకే, థ్యాంక్ యూ. ఐఎమ్ ఎండింగ్ మై క్లాస్. ఇట్స్ ఆల్రెడీ లెస్ దెన్ 1 minute ఆఫ్ ద టైం.
ఓకే సార్, థ్యాంక్ యూ.
ఓకే, థ్యాంక్ యూ.